Hi! This week I think I consumed so much media that it may have consumed me back. So I'm going to overanalyze it and I'll tell you about it. And I'll walk you through what I read, listened to, watched, and read again. Let's start with films and TV. First, I watched the film Handsome Devil. And surprisingly, it was a very good film. I didn't expect that. I did watch it because of one specific actor, and it was actually a really tender film. And I wanted to hug both of the main characters, and I also wanted to throw a brick at the rugby coach. He was so annoying. But it was great nevertheless. Also, the English teacher to me felt like Mr. Keating if he was Irish and gay. No shame, he was great. He was an amazing teacher. Next up, I rewatched Fleabag season 2 especially though. And honestly, every time I watch Fleabag, I gain and lose a piece of myself. Okay? I lose a piece of myself and I gain a new emotional, deep, unraveling thought. And she's she's so relatable, and oh my gosh, I love that show. It's incredible. I started watching the show Normal People too. And also, why didn't anyone tell me that it would feel like getting hit in the heart by a soft-spoken Irish fella? Oi, why? I swear that Paul Mescal in every single film except like Gladiator destroys me emotionally. Like, I'm dead serious. After Sun, All of Us Strangers, Normal People. These are probably the only 3 ones that I don't know, but it was great though. It was great. I'm on like episode 5 or 4. I don't know it, but so far it's great. And I watched Conclave as well. Wow, I have more to say about Conclave than about the other ones, because this was such a good film and I was putting it off. I wanted to watch it when it came out and then I didn't, and now we're here and I watched it ironically after the actual conclave happened. It was such a great film. It's a film about the election of the new pope, yes, obviously, but at its core it is a thriller about secrecy and about power and the hunger for power. The Vatican is usually presented as like a pristine and all-knowing, but here it feels shadowed and full of cracks. And it's not about grand gestures like the performances, it's about small glances and the little smile and stuff that we get from Ralph Fiennes. Crazy. The cinematography is clinical but reverent, and the gold halls, the marbles, the echoes, the red, okay, and the setting is just so captivating. I loved it. It was incredible, and the music that gave it so much more depth and so much more power. I don't know, incredible. And I had this feeling of being watched. I don't know why, but I had this feeling of being watched and judged, and it felt like a part of something ancient and unstoppable. And again, Ralph Fiennes' speech about certainty was amazing, incredible. Portray such a sacred and age-old ritual onto the screen in such a deeply profound and so thoughtfully executed way is so beautiful. And I loved seeing the process, and that it is not as fair as it may seem, and is somewhat cruel and somewhat untrue, and doesn't always align with the processes and religious beliefs that the Catholic Church actually stands for, in my opinion. And I also read a few articles about not exactly the movie, about the movie, but also about the actual conclave and like what it taught us and what it got wrong. And I recommend watching the movie and maybe learning something about it, because it's such a great movie. It's such a great movie, and the process is incredible as well. Moving on to books. Reading this week was a spiritual exercise. I switched between a few books in completely different genres, but whatever. First, I finished reading Normal People, and that's why I started watching the show. And to be completely honest, I'm not saying that I didn't like the book. It was good. I got sometimes kind of lost in it, but the truth is that I think that the series is so far better than the book. I'm sorry. It is, in my opinion. And also, can someone explain to me how two people can love each other so much and still fumble it? How? And also, I'm reading My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I have like such a long reading list, and I have to get to it after I finish this book. So far, it's good. I mean, I'm like at half of it somehow. So far it's good. It's like unhinged and it's girl boss, but I love her and I absolutely loathe her at the same time. Like, she's so pretentious, but I also get where she's going with it and what she's going through. I mean, I understand. And another media I consumed was Substack. Substack is great. I can find so many cool articles there, and I don't know, something is in my eye, so I'm sorry that I'm whatever. First up, I read Older and Wiser by All Over the Place, and it's about growing in a real way and becoming more thoughtful and more self-aware and more chill and more yourself. And it was a really good article, and it ended with an Addison Rae lyric. So another is also by All Over the Place, and it's So You're Skinny, What Else? It's like, okay, you made yourself smaller, you performed, you disappeared into this socially acceptable body, and then what? You're still here, still aching, still not feeling like you're not enough, and are you just a perfect body? I don't know. This hit so hard, and it was an incredible article. I really recommend anyone to read it. It's about these like really high expectations for women, and about her like grappling with the urge, not exactly the urge, but it's more because there's so much skinny media on social media, and like skinny and supportive of like eating disorders and stuff. Moving on, but yeah, it was great. Another is If Conclave Is Your Super Bowl by Milk-Fed. You may have noticed a pattern here. It's sexy, it's intellectual, and slightly blasphemous in the best way, but it's also appreciative of religion and the beliefs. And there are book recommendations, which is great, and I recommend the article. Another article is by Tony is Typing, and it's actually Everything is Deep. She makes you believe that noticing small things is actually a superpower and not a weakness. And a reminder that yes, your spiraling thoughts are worth of poetry, and you're fine being yourself and talking and expressing yourself. It's good. And another is again by Milk-Fed, and the title is Can Intellectual Intimacy Replace Physical Desire? This was incredible. This one made me sit there and reevaluate just relationships and connection with other people. It's a deep conversation, more intimate than physical stuff, physical actions. I don't know, but the way she writes about craving understanding more than touch is, yeah. Substack, thank you for these amazing articles and recommending me them, because I immediately follow these writers. Another section of media I consume is music. This week's soundtrack was very much, I don't know what it was, but it was party and it was fun, but also emotional and sad. And it was exactly, oh my gosh, sorry, it was exactly like that one part of Party For You by Charlie XCX. I swear. So first, Phoebe Bridgers, always. I listened to tons of her music this week, and it was great. Her music is just incredible, and she needs to come back. Please. What was that? Why did I? Anyways, then Lorde. I listened to a lot of her, and mainly pure heroine and melodrama. Pure heroine is a teenage everything, but bottled. And then melodrama comes in like a glittery post-party, you know, but also melancholic. The Goof is like such an incredible song. I rediscovered it and I love it so much. And Liability, don't even get me started on that one. She gets it. She gets it. And another album I consumed is Charlie XCX, How I'm Feeling Now. Charlie XCX and Lorde. She's just unhinged and I love her. If Phoebe and Lorde were the soft cries, Charlie is the manic scream, like genuinely. And this album is so good and it's like chaos and glitchy and I love it all. I love it all. Claws, my favorite song probably. And now podcasts. I didn't listen to many podcasts this week actually, just one. I only listened to Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. I listened to the episode about people pleasing and she talks about how being a people pleaser isn't just about kindness and it's about fear and like fear of rejection, fear of not being liked and fear of being too much. And it was great. It was an incredible episode and I really resonate with that in some aspects. And the second episode was Crumbling Under Pressure. She gets real about burnout and how putting pressure on yourself to be perfect all the time ends in, well, crumbling. And the way she talked about the duality of pressure, that there is good and bad pressure and we need to notice both and try as much as we can eliminate the bad type of pressure. It was really interesting. And I always love Emma's podcast, so it was great, it was incredible. I consumed more media, I consumed so much music, so it's like really overwhelming to pick. I love the Beatles, I consume music by them, I listen to music by them every day, so I could also say that, but that's nothing special really. But yeah, that's all from me today. I hope you like this little chat of me sharing with you the media that I consumed this previous week, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it because I certainly did. And maybe if you want to, you can check out some of these types of media, the articles, the films, the TV, anything. And yeah, and if you like this video, you can check out my channel. I have some deep dives, I have some random stuff. You can check it out if you want to. And I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!